Hey friends, how's everybody today? Yesterday I had my second root canal done at the top, so my mouth is still sore. You can see it's swollen right here. But at least I'm done with those, and I think I'm good with root canals for a while, I hope. And then I go tomorrow for them to put temporary caps over them, because the specialist only did temporary fillings. Or they did a cap on this one and temporary filling on this one. I don't remember how it went, but so anyway, I'll just be glad when all my dental work is done for a little while. Today we are going to do the advent calendar, and we are on number 19. So I need to actually do 19, 20, 21, and 22. So we'll start with 19. And it says, how do vampires start their letters? Whom it may concern. T-O-M-B, tomb. So I thought that was really cute. I don't know if you guys can see that. At first I thought it was like a little outhouse, so I wasn't thinking it was a tomb. Okay, so that one's 19. 20 is down at the bottom. It's the guy's pants, and it's 2 witches. And it says, what's the problem with twin witches? You never know which witch is which. So that's really cute. Let's see if I can go it up there. I like that one. Why does my nose itch as soon as I hit start on my camera? It just starts itching. So is it when your nose itches, somebody's coming to see you? I think it is. True. Well, you know what? It might be just because last week, whenever I was doing it, my nose was itching, and I'm sorry, I'm messing with my hair. I can see myself, and it's just a mess. I got to get a haircut. And then last week on Wednesday, we had family come in from out of state, so we got to visit them for a little bit. See, can you guys see that? It just kind of fly away. So we got to visit with them for a little bit, and then when they were here, my brother got a phone call from family from, where do they live? I think they live in Oklahoma. And they're going to be coming in November next month. So we are getting lots of visitors. So it could be very well true. All right, so 21 is at the top of the page. I don't know why I show you guys, but I just do. And it's an itty bitty spider. What do you get when you cross a spider with an ear of corn? Cobwebs. Pretty cool. And then 22, I thought I just seen that one. Man, they need to do something different with their numbers next time, because it is hard to see. 22. Okay, 22 is the window. I think I got a process server coming in. It's a pumpkin. Why did the pumpkin take a detour? to avoid the seedy part of the town. The seedy. It's cute. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Was it 9 days? It's coming by so quickly. So quickly. Today I am drinking a Dr. Pepper. I've been wanting to try the Dr. Pepper Cheryl talked about on Cheryl for Peace. It's Dr. Pepper with coconut. I looked, I couldn't find it, and then because I think she said she got hers at the Dollar General, and I went there yesterday and I got a 6-pack. I didn't see the one with coconut. Then I watched her video today and she said it was just a limited time and they don't make it anymore, but she does make her own. So I'm gonna go get some coconut cream. I think she uses coconut creamer for coffee, and I think she puts it in Dr. Pepper. So I'm really wanting to try it. If I drink soda, it's Dr. Pepper. But in the summer when it's really, really hot, if we go to the lake or something, I like Squirt, and I'll drink one every now and then. I can drink that every day, but I don't. And that's okay. So that was the last one. So that one was 22. And then for the story today, I found a story. It's called Candy from a Stranger, the Cordelia Botkin case, and it was in 1898. So, in the original one I found, which was from, what's it called? History Crime. It's a website. I think on there they have videos and other articles. I might try and link down below if I can. I'm nervous of doing, because they had where you can listen to the article. And I was reading, so I'm like, oh, well, then I'll just play the article and I'll just let you guys listen to it. But whenever I was making sure it was okay and I wasn't going to get in trouble from YouTube, it says you can't do that. So I just went ahead and read it. And I did find another article where it was a little bit easier to read, because sometimes when they're writing these things, they're using words I don't know. Then I'm trying to look them up. So anyway, I found one and it was pretty easy to read. So I hope you guys like it. Anyway, so we are going to hear Candy from a Stranger, the Cordelia Botkin case, coming up right now. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks. Candy from a Stranger, the Cordelia Botkin case of 1898. In 1697, William Congreve immortalized the phrase, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned," but few women will take revenge so far as Cordelia Botkin. Cordelia's story is a chilling reminder of what happens when love turns into obsession and obsession turns into hate. Hers was a crime that sent shockwaves through early 20th century America and will make you think twice before treating yourself to a chocolate. Cordelia Botkin was born in 1856 in Polk County, Missouri. Little is known about her youth, except that at some point her family moved to California. In 1872, at the age of 18, she met and married Welcome Botkin. The two moved to Stockton, California, where they seem to have lived a relatively normal life. Welcome worked as a grain broker, and not long after they were married, Cordelia gave birth to their son, Beverly. However, marital bliss was not on the cards for long. Eventually, the two became separated. Although they never officially divorced, Botkin moved to San Francisco while her estranged husband continued to support her. It was here that she met John Preston Dunning, and where her deadly story really begins. Botkin ran into Dunning while he was cycling in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Despite the fact they were both married, and Botkin, at 41, was nearly a decade older than Dunning, The two quickly became infatuated. Quite what Dunning saw in Botkin remains a mystery. He appeared to have everything going for him. He was a highly respected reporter for the Associated Press who had completed high-profile overseas assignments in both Samoa and Chile. Shortly before the two met, he had been made superintendent of the Associated Press's Western Division Bureau in San Francisco. He also married well. He was married to Mary Elizabeth Pennington Dunning, who was the daughter of Congressman John Brown and Rebecca Rowing Pennington of Dover, Delaware. The young couple had a baby daughter, Rebecca, and a charming home at 2529 California Street in San Francisco. Bodkin, on the other hand, was separated and was much older than Dunning. She liked to think she still cut a figure, however, and used to brag about being photographed in over 100 poses, many of them quite saucy by Victorian standards. Whatever they saw in each other, the two soon began an affair. Despite the fact they were both married, they genuinely seemed to have been in love, with Dunning spending as much time as he could with Bodkin. This quickly raised his wife's suspicions, and in 1896 she left him, taking their daughter to live with her parents in Delaware. Dunning doesn't seem to have been upset by this, and soon he and Botkin were renting rooms in the same building. The two do not seem to have been good for each other. While with Botkin, Dunning's life began to unravel. He was a heavy drinker and gambler, and not long after his wife left him, he was fired by the Associated Press after they realized he had embezzled $4,000 in office funds to pay off his bookie. His career continued to nosedive as he lost jobs at newspapers in Salt Lake City and San Francisco due to his constant drunkenness. The affair continued for 3 more years. Dunning eventually tired of Botkin's companionship and began to pull himself together. In March 1898, he was rehired by the Associated Press as their lead reporter and tasked with covering what would become the Spanish-American War. His new position meant moving to Cuba, and before leaving San Francisco, he broke things off with a distraught Botkin, telling her that he would not be returning. He then reconnected and reconciled with his wife. While in Cuba, Dunning's redemption story continued with him helping to save survivors of the battleships that were sunk at the Battle of Santiago de Cuba on July 2, 1898. Things may have been looking up for Dunning, but Botkin didn't take the breakup well. Botkin soon began plotting her revenge against the newly reunited couple. She began by sending numerous anonymous letters to Elizabeth Dunning, each detailing distinct aspects of her husband's affair. She was only getting started. Botkin recalled that Dunning had once told her that his wife was a big lover of candy and had a close friend who lived in San Francisco called Mrs. Cordelia. She used these 2 tidbits of information to plot the next phase of her revenge. On August 9, 1898, Elizabeth Dunning received a small package at her parents' house. That evening, she dined with several members of the family, including her parents, sister, brother-in-law, her nephew, and her daughter. After supper, the family sat on the veranda where Dunning finally got a chance to open her package. It turned out to be an expensive-looking candy box containing a handkerchief, chocolate creams, and a note. All the note said was, "With love to yourself and baby, Mrs. C." Elizabeth had no idea who Mrs. C might be, but wasn't one to turn down candy. Mrs. Dunning, her sister Ida Dean, and the pair's children all began eating the gift. They also shared the sweets with 2 neighbors, Miss Millington and Miss Bateman, who happened to walk past. That night, they were all struck down with abdominal pains and heavy vomiting. Tragically, after 2 days of absolute agony, Mrs. Dunning and her sister died. It was found that they had been killed by arsenic poisoning. Unfortunately for Botkin, it didn't take long for Dunning's family to start putting the dots together. Congressman Pennington examined the handwriting on the letter. and quickly realized it matched the writing on the taunting letters his daughter had received weeks earlier. A local doctor, Dr. Wood, took no time to find the chocolates had been dosed with hefty amounts of arsenic. John Dunning soon arrived in Dover, having been told via telegraph of his wife's death. He recognized Botkin's handwriting immediately and recalled having told the toxic Botkin of his wife's weakness for candy. He pointed the police in Botkin's direction. The local police sent Detective B.J. McVeigh to San Francisco with the candy box, handkerchief, and note. The murder of the congressman's daughter was obviously a big deal, leading to San Francisco's chief of police taking charge personally. The police traced the chocolates to a candy store of George Haas under the Phelan block on Market Street. The two women who worked there not only positively identified Botkin, but stated that she had requested a fancy, unmarked box and had told them not to fill the box completely because she had other items to add to it. The handkerchief was also traced back to San Francisco's City of Paris store. This didn't take much detective work. Botkin had forgot to remove the tag. The staff at the store also positively identified Botkin. The final nail in Botkin's coffin came when Mr. Frank Gray, a druggist employed by the Owl drugstore, told police he remembered selling Botkin the arsenic. She had said she planned on using it to bleach a straw hat and had insisted on buying it even when he had given her better options. It was discovered that Botkin had fled to Stockton, California, and Detective B.J. McVeigh was dispatched to apprehend her. She was found living with her estranged husband and son, but was arrested and brought to San Francisco to face the mountain of evidence against her. Botkin's trial was not a straightforward one. The problem was that she shipped the poisoned candy from California, but it had been received in Delaware. This led to much arguing over jurisdiction and where Botkin should be tried. Botkin ended up being tried in both states and was found to be guilty, twice. She was ultimately sentenced to life imprisonment and died in San Quentin State Prison in 1910. Dunning, racked with guilt and his career destroyed by the revelations that come out during the trial, had died 2 years earlier, his life in tatters. Oh, she was one mean woman, wasn't she? Vengeful when she doesn't get somebody or something that she's wanting, huh? Or that she wants. Below, I am going to link the video on YouTube if I can. I haven't tried it yet, but I hope I can. And then also on this website, the very first website, thehistoricalcrimedetective.com, there's a little bit of interesting information on there. I will try and copy and paste it below. This woman was crazy. She was crazy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming on here and watching. And I'm gonna start looking for another story for tomorrow. Hopefully, if I can speak, hopefully I'll find a good one like I did today. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening. Bye.